Okay, have laptop, am ready. So to kick off this process, I posted a few polls on my Instagram just to see what the people wanted. So first question was, what types of clothing do you want to see? And surprisingly, majority went with bottoms, so pants or shorts. So that's interesting. And then the next one was dresses, which I was expecting because I've already got some dress plans in the works, but didn't really have, making pants or shorts on my radar. So that's cool. That's interesting. I like that. Next question was what kind of fabric? So I'll be going for like a neutral summer. Do I want a fun, bright, eclectic summer look? And so majority said plain but bright colours and patterns. Stripes, checks, spots, all the good stuff. So that's amazing. And then second category was neutrals only. So two contrasting categories. Next category was, do you want any funky extras? So I said, do you want any big old collars? Do you want some bows? Do you want some puffy sleeves? And none, please, thank you. And none, please, thank you, won. So we're looking for a more muted, toned down look, which is interesting. And then also puffy sleeves was runner-up. So definitely will still incorporate some bigger sleeves on my tops and dresses because I love the look of that. And my last question was, do you want socks? I've come up with a few sort of looks, but also just like key details, which I really like. So I'm thinking, yes, spaghetti straps. I want to somehow make them a bit more adjustable though, so they'll fit more bodies. Maybe like 1 or 2 layers of ruffles, a zipper closure on the back, or just like a tie closure. I love doing zippers. I mean, I don't love doing them. They're fiddly and annoying, but I love the look of zippers. But it really does limit how many bodies that piece can fit. It is such a literal limiting factor. So I do like to use more elastics and like tie closures because that does allow for a bit of movement. I'm going to start sketching up some plans and we can start picking fabric. Whee! Ruffle tops, as you can see there. I have had to do a bit of thinking because I didn't really plan how I was going to connect each ruffle. So this little tiny picture, which probably makes no sense, but I need some sort of like little backing fabric. So I'll have the ruffles. So say that's 2 layers of ruffles. So that, be all cinched in, whatever. And then I need that top layer to just overlap that bottom layer. So just imagine they're ruffled. But I need something that connects the top of this fabric to the top of that fabric. So I figured I'd need some sort of like backing strip on each one. So I will do that next. Actually, I'm going to do the rolled hems on all of these first because I need one hem to be rolled complete and then one raw edge that will be attached to the backing strip, if that makes sense. Yum. Hello, good morning. Welcome to a very exciting day here in the sewing room. I think we are finally going to finish our ruffle tops that we started maybe like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. You would have seen at the beginning of this video the design concept phase and then actually selecting the fabrics and starting sewing. And we are almost finished, which I am incredibly excited about. This morning I just cut out all the lining fabric for the top. So this lining fabric is just I've left fabric outside. Hang on. It's going to blow away. I dropped these. So I've just finished cutting out the lining fabric for the tops. I used a really nice organic cotton muslin that's going to be really nice and soft against the skin and also hide all of our not so nice seams that look a little messy at the moment. So it took me a good hour to figure out the best way to insert the straps and the corset loops. I did do some trial and error initially. So this top is probably the most complete out of all the tops. I have done the serging and top stitching of the ruffles, so now it sits nice and flat and looks quite polished. So I tried to figure out how I was going to insert these corset loops. So I have inserted the loops actually directly to the ruffle edge, and then I was thinking I would do 2 sets of bias binding and encase it and just do top stitching on the bottom and the top and the bottom. And I thought that was what I was going to do, and it took me so long to figure out like the best way to actually insert the loops so they're quite secure. And then I tried putting the bias binding casing on top, and it looked clunky. So I switched gear and started focusing on just doing the strap. So ideally I was going to do the straps the same way. I was going to insert the spaghetti strap directly to the top and then encase it with bias binding on the front and back. Again, I just didn't like the look of it. So this is a lot of pinning, starting to sew, not really liking the outcome, taking out the pins, seam ripping what I've sewn, reconfiguring it, pinning, sewing, repeat the process again and again. And that's where I came to this. Now, I know you'll probably see this, or some of you will see this and be like, duh, like that's the easiest way to do things. But hey, I had to get there. So I started thinking about actually encasing the strips into a front and back piece. So that's what I've done. So once this is complete, that I've serged that raw edge, I'll flip it inside out and I'll press it, and then I will do a nice little top stitch. So I think that's what I'm going to do for the straps, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the corset loop. So unfortunately I will have to unpick the work I did the other day, but that is fine because now we have a game plan. We know exactly what we're doing, and now we can replicate all of this trial and error and troubleshooting on the other 3 tops, and we'll be done. Da, 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 da. The girls are done. I am incredibly happy with how these have turned out. They took a lot longer than I anticipated, but I think they're well worth it. I've just got to add, they're almost done. They're pretty much done. I just have to add a couple brand tags to them and obviously cut off all these loose threads because I haven't done that yet. So once I finish a garment, let me just put these down because I can't hold them the whole time. It's awkward. Hi. So I didn't finish any thoughts in that previous clip or really close out the video. So I thought I would do that now. These are the tops that are remaining. I unfortunately sold the other 2 at my recent market. So these are the 2 that I still have. Little corset detail on the back. Yeah, I'm so happy with how these turned out. Now for the market, I priced these at $89 each, which I got some great feedback on. That's why I love doing markets, because you get that immediate customer feedback. And a lot of people said that they were priced too low, which I totally agree with. I put them at 89 because I sort of like, with my calculations, I thought that was a pretty entry level cost for them. But looking back on this footage in particular while I was editing, I think these are worth a lot more. You might disagree with that, that's totally fine. If you have any advice for pricing things that you want to share below, feel free to comment. I think it's one of the hardest things with running a small business is knowing what is a fair price to your customers, but most importantly, yourself. So yes, these are the tops. I'm going to go make some more. I'm going to make myself an orange and green one now as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you feel like liking, please do so. Subscribing if you feel like it. And chucking a comment down below if you so please. Bye!